We're going to talk about something today that, y'all might not completely agree with me on. But as you know, Biden just officially approved student loan relief for millions of folks throughout the United States. We'll talk about the details of it, but in my stance, this is the perfect time to start your business. If you haven't already, I know most folks on the call on this side have already started. But if you haven't already, you're watching this on the recording, you're watching live on IG. Literally, this year may be the perfect time to start a business. If this is your first time, welcome to the Launch It call. You can head to www.launchitcommunity.com to make sure you can register for this free weekly. Well, it's free if you buy the book. All right, buy the book. Go to www.launchitcommunity.com. Get yourself the Launch It book, and then you can join these accountability calls every Friday at 7 a.m. Our core commitments are: we commit to holding you accountable. All right, this is an accountability group. So if you come with your goals, you come with your vision, we will hold you accountable to it. We commit to critiquing the idea, not the person, right? We love you, got a lot of love for you, but we do want to make sure that you're making good decisions out here in these entrepreneurship streets. And then lastly, we commit to continual learning. If there's books, if there's resources, webinars, motivational speeches, anything like that that you think would be beneficial for the community to know, for me to know, please make sure you share that resource. All right. Mission control, let's get into it as usual. If you are inside of the Launch It call live, feel free. Let's unmute and introduce yourself, your name, the business that you are repping, and what is one thing, big or small, that you got done this week that puts your business one step further. Let's go with, let's see. Vern, this is your first time back in a little bit. Go ahead and kick us off.
Hola, name is Ryan Vernon. The business is Grill Grounds Coffee. And one small thing that's gotten done, recently got a new job, which should lead towards being able to like now put money in towards the business. So that's exciting. Yeah, that's a small thing.
There you go. Congrats. I also saw that you posted another reel.
Oh, yes, correct.
How did that one go?
Let me look at numbers.
And the audio sounded better.
Yeah. Yeah, no, recently posted another reel. I should have another one coming out today. Wow, it's got kind of a lot of views.
Yeah. How many views you get?
1913. So 1913.
There we go.
Yeah. 16 likes, 5 comments. Yeah, this one was kind of popping.
Nice, nice. All right. So hopefully again, that's in your weekly schedule, weekly content to do at least one reel every single week. Cool. Well done, sir. Over to the Queen, Sinclair. Name, city, business you're repping, and what's one thing that you accomplished?
Good morning. I am Sinclair Walker in Moreno Valley, repping Play Black Wall Street. One thing I accomplished this week is getting our graphics for our Drew and Lauren Holiday campaign, or I guess it's our Fun Black Founders campaign, for Rose and Rodney. Yeah, so I got all those graphics done so we could put it together on the page and get this campaign going. I also did send the follow-up emails that I said I was going to send last week. So everybody who I sent an email before, I sent a follow-up email this week. So yeah, those are the 2 things I've done.
Nice. Well done. Well done. Devon Travell, also repping Play Black Wall Street. Yeah, the big heavy lift this week was definitely the Drew and Lauren Holiday campaign. Shout out to the Queen for the graphics. I was on the narrative and the copy and setting up the page itself. But it's looking beautiful. It's looking good. It launches next week on Tuesday. So yeah, we're excited to be able to raise some funds for the Rose and Rodney animated series. Very exciting things popping off very soon. Okay. But today I want to talk about, again, kind of controversial because I know not everybody qualifies for this. I understand that, and I am empathetic to those who don't qualify, because my wife doesn't qualify, and it does hurt a little bit. But what we're going to talk about today is what is your plan with your student loans being forgiven? All right, what does that mean for you? All right, the government, in my opinion, are trying to increase spending. All right, hopefully you can hear me. They're trying to increase spending, right? So they're like, all right, we're gonna relieve some student loans. We're going to, minimize how much you need to pay each month, because we know we just went through a hard time, right? We know we just went through a hard time. So how can we relieve some of your student aid so that you spend more money in the economy? All right. So I know it may seem like intrinsically good, like, oh yeah, the government's forgiving loans. I promise you, it's only going to be a good thing if you budget and you invest those student loans. If you just spend that money on stuff that's not bringing in wealth to you and you're just feeding into the economy, yes, that is good for the American economy, but that's not necessarily good for your personal pockets. So what I want to talk to you today about is, how can you use the money that you're probably saving from not paying student loans and use it to actually start a business? Okay. So break it down really quickly, right? So student loans are forgiven, kind of. What's happening is individuals that make less than $125,000 and married couples that make less than $250,000 will qualify for up to $10,000 of relief if you have your loans with the federal government. All right. So unfortunately, my queen, against the wise words of her husband before we were married, decided to refinance her loans, right? So she took them away from the government and put them into a private company. And tons of Americans do this all the time because it seems like a good idea. Right? Let me consolidate all these loans I have into one loan, one payment. It's going to be easier. I don't have to worry about making all these different type of payments. So I think up front, it does make logical sense. But knowing politically that, the government's been saying that they want to relieve student loans for years, knowing politically that, the government has the power to relieve funds, I was like, this was back in 2016, 2017. I was like, I'm going to keep my federal loans. And I think you should do the same too, right? No shade to anyone who made at the time, wise decision to consolidate. But now, unfortunately, those population of people aren't qualified for this because their loans are held with a private company who needs to make their money. And they're not going to do any type of relief because they're a private company who makes money off of this financing. Now, if you receive the Pell Grant, and this is, usually for our low-income students who are coming in, maybe your parents made less than $80,000 a year, and the federal government decided to give you federal grants, federal government aid. If you fall into that category when you were an undergraduate student, you get $20,000 of student loan relief. Now, typically, if you got a Pell Grant, especially if you were going to like a public institution, you probably didn't need too many loans to begin with. So this is an interesting situation that the Pell Grant folks get more relief, even though statistically they are going to be the group that may need the most economic support, but they also statistically are the group that got the most financial aid in college. So they probably have the least amount of student loans. So that's why it's like, student loans were forgiven, kinda, because the people who probably have the largest amount of student loans, which is the middle class Americans, the folks that didn't get the grants, didn't get the scholarships, don't actually qualify for the most student loans. And the folks that likely got the most scholarships and the most grants are going to get the most loans now, or most student aid forgiveness. either bucket that you're in, there's a lot of people that are upset about this. Personally, I'm happy. Personally, I'm gonna have probably $10,000 to $20,000 of loans forgiven, but also I just feel like people are out there getting money. All right. It may not have been the perfect situation for you. Your situation, your benefits are probably coming in different ways. This is a benefit that can happen for our Pell Grant people. So, don't be salty out there, folks. Don't be salty. But let's talk about a strategy. And this strategy can work even if you didn't get your student loans forgiven or your student relief. You can still take this concept, this budget, this strategy to start your business. Okay, so if you're like, man, I still got these loans, am I even going to learn anything in this session? Yes, we're still going to walk through basically how to start your business. Okay, so if you did get $20,000 of relief, that's saving you about $209 per month. That is $209 per month that you no longer have to pay to the government for your student loans. Before I get into what you can do with this money, let me ask Vern, Queen, let me ask you on this call, what would y'all do, realistically, if we weren't talking about entrepreneurship right now and you were saving $200 a month, what would you do with that $200?
I will say, depending on the situation, I would either start with building up like my emergency funds. That way, if an emergency does come along, it doesn't like cripple you. After that, if I wasn't like didn't have a goal with the money, I don't know, buy a new belt, buy a new bag, something like that.
Nice. But I like the emergency fund and I like the honesty with buying a new belt. How much is a belt?
Depends on the brand, depends where you get it from. It range from like $10 to $200.
$10. Yeah, I guarantee you're not buying a $10 belt. I know that. Okay.
It was, but yet, as well as if I wasn't that worried about business and just learning a little bit more since like graduating, I will also just start investing into like stocks and like Robinhood and things like that as well, because just learn a little bit more, you could really take advantage of that market as well. So I would just see how I can now spend that money, basically.
Love it. Love it. Sinclair, how about yourself? What would you do with that $200 a month?
Nothing different than I'm doing with any money that comes in now. Some of it goes to replenish my savings and my emergency fund. After that, then some to our real estate savings account that we use for investment properties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. But besides the possibly buying a Louis or Gucci belt, but both of y'all are thinking, okay, I'm gonna take this $200 and I'm gonna put it in the stock market so it can grow. I'm gonna put it into crypto so it can grow. I can put it into a savings account so then eventually I have enough money for a real estate investment, and then that money can grow. Right? That should be the mindset that folks have. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the mindset that most people have. I think there's going to be a lot of belts that are going to be purchased, Ryan. I think there's going to be a lot of new cars that are purchased. Going to be a lot of new glasses, all of that stuff. But hopefully, eventually, people can get to the okay. I'm saving this money, but how can I grow this money? How can I create freedom for myself and my family with this $200 that I'm now saving from not paying student loans? All right. Right. So I agree. Yeah, there's gonna be a whole bunch of people at the Louis store, 100%. But let me break it down. So I think you should start an LLC. All right. And the queen knows that I'm very adamant about every family should have a business. Every family should have an LLC. And I think with things that are going on right now, this is the perfect time to start your business for a lot of reasons that I'm gonna get into. But this is kind of some 7 steps that you can do. And these aren't the exact 7 steps that I go over in the book. The book that we go through in Launch It, 7 Steps to Launch Your Business, are like defining the problem, finding your customer, marketing, stuff like that. These 7 are kind of like bonus steps, right? These are like legitimate things that you can do to literally launch and legitimize your business. So number 1, Gavin Newsom is waiving first-year LLC fees for companies that are formed in 2021 through 2023, which means you don't have to pay the $800 franchise fee that you usually have to pay when you have a California-based company. So if you start your business between 2021 and 2023, you got, 2 more years or a year and a half left. You can save $100 or $800 in your first year for not having. It's the perfect time, y'all. It is a perfect time. Go ahead and save that $800. Now you do still have to pay $100 filing fee. All right, so that's just to file your paperwork, your articles of incorporation, all that stuff, or articles of information. Still need to do that, but you still save money. All right, so that's $100. That's maybe 1 month of student loans. All right. Next, number 2, I need you to get your company EIN number, employee identification number. What this tells the government is, boom, this LLC is separate from Devon the person. Devon has a social security number. This company has an EIN number. They are different people. They are different entities. All right. This is going to allow your company now to go out and get credit, to purchase buildings, to get credit cards, and to do business separate from you, which is what you want, because someday you want to pass on your business to your children, to a friend, to an auntie, right? And you want to be able to pass it down without it being connected to you in life. Okay. So get your EIN number. This is free. Get your EIN number. Step number 3, get your Duns and Bradstreet number as well. This is a secondary step that you can do to establish your business credit. Now, I'm not one of the business credit gurus, so I'm not going to go into, details about Duns and Bradstreet numbers and open lines and closed lines and all. That's not me. That's not my focus. That's not my bag. All right. I got a dope brother, Chris Colbert, who's going to be coming on the podcast not this weekend, 2 weekends from now on the 4th. And he's going to be talking about business credit, how to leverage that, how to get liquidity, all that good stuff. And there's tons of other people that focus specifically on credit. Not my bag. I focus on launching your business, starting your business. But I do know you need a Duns and Bradstreet number to start building that business credit. And again, this is free for you to get. Okay. Let me take a pause there and see if there's questions or any confusion on the first 3 steps. Start your LLC, get your EIN, get your Duns and Bradstreet number. You are just setting up the foundation for your business entity, and you're setting up the foundation for your business credit. Good. Cool. Let me ask, has everyone on this call already gotten an EIN and Duns and Bradstreet number for their LLC?
EIN, yes. Duns and Bradstreet number. I know I've seen that at places. I'm not sure if I have one yet for that though.
Okay. There is a way, I think, to look up your Duns number. So I think if you go ahead and just Google Duns and Bradstreet number, make sure you go to the legitimate website. I'm forgetting exactly what it's called. Let me see if I have it in here. But you can look up your company name, and then it'll let you know if you have a Duns and Bradstreet number. No, I don't have the website in here. But if you don't, it's a very quick application. And again, it's free. So highly encourage you to do that, Vern, if you want to get a business credit card, or if you're going to start a Grill Grounds coffee shop, right? You need your business to have credit in order for your business to be able to purchase that commercial property. So you want that number established. Okay.
I'll look into it.
Cool. All right, next, step number 4. Now that you've established your EIN number for your company, right? So it's now a separate entity from you. You establish a Duns and Bradstreet number as well. So you have that established business credit. Now, go ahead and get you a company credit card. And don't go crazy with this credit card. Don't be swiping for the Louis V belts unless you're a fashion model, right? Make sure you are using the credit card for legitimate business purposes. Now, depending on what your business is, that can be a wide range of things. That can be a computer, that can be a phone, that can be a laptop, that can be clothes that you need to wear to seem professional in your industry. But definitely make sure you're using the credit card for business purposes and you can write off those deductions. But there are tons of free credit cards, right? No annual fee, no application fee. The American Express Blue Cash Preferred is a good one to start off with. There's the Chase cards, there's a GM card, there's a tons of free credit cards. Again, I'm not the credit card guru, but I can tell you that I have the American Express card. That's this card that I started off with in 2016, I think. All right. So free card, and try to find one that has a good sign up bonus, right? That has like, if you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months, we'll give you X amount of points or X amount of cash back. And then you do also want to see if you can, especially in that first year where you might not be making tons of money as an entrepreneur, you want to get the 0% 12-month APR, 12-month interest. All right, which means that for the first 12 months, you don't have to pay any interest on your credit card. Now, I would advise that you still make monthly payments, right? But technically, you don't have to make monthly payments during this time. And because you separated this credit card from your own social security number, because it's attached to an EIN, this card is now not attached to your personal credit. Again, not a credit card guru. Talk to your folks. But at a minimum, start your credit card, find a free one, spend, especially in your first year, on legitimate business purchases, and don't be swiping like crazy. Right? It should still fall semi within your budget, and then try to find one that has a 0% interest for the first 12 months. You might qualify for $1,000 credit card, $2,000 credit card, $30,000 credit card. Either way, you're now establishing that business credit for your new LLC. All right. Now, we talked a lot about credit. Now I want to shift us over to the actual business side. All right. So you're going to start your business social media. This is free. This is your Twitter. This is your Instagram. This is your TikTok. This is your YouTube. This is your LinkedIn. This is your Facebook, your Snapchat. What else are the kids using these days? I think that's it, right? So 7 platforms, ideally all the same name, right? The M4 Show, Play Black Wall Street, Real Grounds Coffee on all platforms. This will be free. You are claiming your digital real estate, your social media real estate for free. Next, get you a custom domain. You can go to Google Domains. It's my favorite. The queen knows I have a domain shopping problem. I literally have more website domains than shoes. It's a slight problem. I understand that, and I am seeking help, Sinclair. But get you a custom domain. You can go to GoDaddy.com. You can go to Google Domains. You can go to Bluehost. Sinclair. But there's tons of places where you can get your websites. Again, Google Domains is my favorite just because it's easy, and it has a free website building platform attached to it called Google Sites. You can't build incredible websites on Google Sites, but you can build pretty good landing pages and, like, just Kickstarter pages for yourself. So get you a custom domain. This can be from $12 a year to $30 a year. And if you have like a really good website like business.com, that's probably going to cost you a couple thousand. But realgroundscoffee.com, not sure if you claimed it yet, but let me see. Have you claimed that yet, man?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Well done. Well
Yeah.
done. So yeah, you go to grillgroundscoffee.com on Google domains. You'll purchase it, $12. You'll put it on auto renewal, so it'll be $12 for the rest of your natural born life or the business life, and boom, you have a website. Step number 7 is start a website where you can actually do commerce on, right? And again, you can do Google Sites for free. You can get that set up. You're good to go, but you can't make good purchases on a Google site. So I would encourage you to start a Shopify store, a Squarespace store, a Wix store, a WordPress store, right? There's tons of ways that you can build out this platform. And this will be about $30 to $40 per month. All right. So you saw for under $200, right? We got the $100 filing fee for the LLC. We got the $15 for your custom domain. And then we got your $30 for a website hosting. So for under $200 for literally that first payment, right? Let me see if I can go back. For literally the same amount of your one payment for a student loan, you can already have an LLC, start building credit, have a website, have your custom domain, have your social media set up within 1 month. Stop playing with yourself, y'all. Stop playing. Start you a business, start you an LLC this year. This is literally the perfect time. If you wait 2 years, you're costing yourself at least $800 because the filing fee is no longer going to be waived for that first year. All right. So by waiting, by procrastinating, you're literally spending an extra $800 for no reason. I advise you at least get started, register your LLC, start building your business credit, because also the longer that you have your business credit and your EIN, the better your credit's going to be, just like personal credit, right? The age of your credit lines impact your overall credit score. So the sooner you get started, the sooner your business credit can be strong enough to buy a building or to buy a car. Questions or comments on this part? I know I got a little into it, but listen, it's the year, Sinclair. It's the year. All right, start your LLC if you haven't already. But questions or comments on these 7 steps? Beautiful. So next, why start a business right now? And I know I'm preaching to the choir with the people who are on this call, but hopefully this gives you a little extra fire, or you can tell a friend about this information. And happy to swerve if I need to, but I just want to make sure y'all understand the importance of why you need to start a business. Number 1 is an economic outlet for your creativity. We are all, as humans, naturally creative people. All right, whether it's you are a music artist, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a chef, you're a speaker, you're a writer, you're a vlogger, right? You are constantly creating things, and you might as well find a good way to get an economic benefit from your natural creativity. Number 2, tax deductions from your 9-to-5 taxable income. All right, let's say you work a 9 to 5 and you have, $40,000, $60,000, $80,000 of taxable income from your 9 to 5 job. But you also have this business on the side. And on this business, you have your phone bill, you have your internet bill, you have your laptop because you needed to make sure that you had access to the internet. You can edit videos while you're moving. You have the cameras that you bought. Maybe you have a suit that you bought for going to conferences when you're representing your brand. You have your car that you drive to different conferences and events too, representing your brand. All these things are now tax deductions. So even if your business isn't being profitable, right, even though you're putting your best faith effort into making money for your business, but for some reason it's difficult and it's not being profitable, but you have your 9 to 5 income, so you're still able to survive. The money that you're spending and you're investing in your business can now be deducted from your 9 to 5 taxable income, reducing the taxes that you pay each year. All right. So even if, again, you're like, I don't really know if I'm going to be able to make money this year. If you have a 9 to 5, you can still save thousands of dollars in taxes by having your business deductions. Talk to your tax professional, get you a strategy, but I've lived it. Okay. Step number 3, this is an income stream to help build wealth. Your 9 to 5 job is gonna do you good. right? You're gonna get hopefully enough money to feed yourself, to clothe yourself, to have a roof over your head. But unfortunately, that 9 to 5 may not be helping you actually create generational wealth that you can pass on to your kids. You can't pass on that job. I used to work at McDonald's. I couldn't pass down my McDonald's job to my children. I don't know if they would want it either, Sinclair. To be honest, they don't want that job, right? But I can pass down Play Black Wall Street, right? Me and the Queen can pass down the M4 show. We can pass down the real estate property we've been able to buy. All right. So being able to get an income stream, use this $200 from student loans that you're saving, invest it in the stock market, invest it in crypto, invest it in your business so that you can create an asset that you can pass down to your children or to your loved ones. Step number 4 is the access to capital and business credit, right? You as an individual, you have access to getting personal loans, getting personal credit cards, and all of that by starting a LLC, starting a separate entity, right? LLC, S Corp, corporation. You now can have additional access to capital for business purposes. All right. So again, you've been thinking about starting that coffee shop. You've been thinking about buying real estate. You've been thinking about getting a business car, but maybe your personal credit, you're not able to do it. You don't have the limits to do it. Boom, start this separate entity. And now this business can make some of those capital investments for you. All right. And then step number 5, my favorite, you just got to help others, right? Why start a business? Because it's going to be helpful to other people. You're going to add value to their life. All right, business. I was listening to in Queen. I keep forgetting who was actually speaking, but we were listening to some podcast or interview, and I believe it was Rabbi Daniel Lapin, right, the author of Thou Shalt Prosper, and he was saying how business and money is spiritual, and how you doing a service for someone else, you giving value to someone else, they're giving you money in return because the spiritual transaction isn't measurable, right? The love, the joy, the happiness that you just gave me, I can't measure in spirit. So I'm just going to put it in the form of money so that it feels like a equal transaction. So you understand the joy that you just gave me when I played this board game. I got so much joy out of it. Here's some money. And I've lived this because when we went to Tulsa back in 2021, we were bringing games. We were trying to give games out for free. Remember this, Sinclair? Like we were trying to give games out for free, but because the people felt the energy, they felt the love, they felt the spiritual exchange, they wouldn't allow us to give them a game without them giving us money, right? Because it was an emotional experience. They're like, we're from Tulsa. We haven't heard this history before, and you're coming here and you're gifting us this history. We cannot not pay you. We have to give you something, right? And I think that's one of the beautiful things about business is when you are giving value. Yeah, Sinclair said, like, yeah, they wouldn't let us give it to them, right? Because they felt that spiritual exchange. And when you are giving value to people and they feel the value that you're giving them, they feel the emotions and the spirit coming in, that's where the money follows in as well. All right. So this is the 5 reasons why you want to start a business. Okay. Now, real quick, and I know this might not apply to people on the call, or maybe it does, because maybe you have a business, you have a concept, but maybe you're not necessarily making money yet or doing transactions yet. So here are three different types of businesses you may be able to start. Well, 2 strong ones, and then a last one is you brainstorming, right? But again, let's say you start off, you have your student loan forgiveness, and now you have $200 a month that you can spend or invest in your business. You might be thinking, Devon, $200 a month, bruh, it's not enough money. I can't start a business with that. All right. We already proved that you can register your business. You can start your EIN. You can have your Duns and Bradstreet. You can have your business credit card. You can buy your custom domain. You can have a working website, all for under $200, right? That's month 1. Now, month 2, you need to actually start selling stuff, right? So now that $100 that you spent on filing fees, you now have again, right? Because you don't file every single month, but you are paying for your hosting and all that, but you have at least $100 a month now that you can spend. So number one, I suggest drop shipping. If you don't have a lot of capital to start off with, if you don't, and this was a mistake that I think I made early, is I bought a whole bunch of inventory with the credit card, but then I needed to pay the interest on the credit card. So with drop shipping, you're not buying inventory up front. You only pay once people actually purchase an item. So it's a very efficient way to start and launch your brand. All right. So with drop shipping, you use a third party print on demand service to make and ship your products. You only pay when there's an order and you keep no inventory. So let's say, and now this is a Dianu shirt. I'm positive they don't do drop shipping because their stuff is a little too intricate. But let's say this shirt, right, naturally costs $20. The drop shipper charges $20. I, as a company, can be like, okay, I want to get this shirt. I'm going to add African print on it, and then I'm going to sell it for $40. I only pay when someone goes to my website, they click, oh, I like this African print shirt. They pay their $40 plus shipping. I get that $40 plus shipping. And then automatically, you can set this automatically with your website. The order gets sent to a drop shipping company. They charge you the $20 for the shirt and whatever shipping costs for them. And then they send the shirt and you keep the difference. So you just made $20 from $0. All right. So the pros: one, no money up front. All right. You don't have to pay for inventory up front. And number two, no inventory. You don't have to have boxes on boxes of stuff in your garage or boxes and boxes of stuff in your house, in your parents' house, whatever it is. You only have what is at their warehouse and it ships whenever someone orders it directly. Con, the profit margins are a little bit smaller than if you were to buy 100, 200 shirts from Alibaba or from your local t-shirt manufacturer, right? It's going to be, the profit margins aren't going to be as high. All right. That is a slight con, especially if you have high volume. If you're selling 100 shirts a month, this might not be the best one for you. You might do better or make more money buying 100 shirts and then shipping it yourself or partnering with someone else to ship it rather than drop shipping, because you might be losing out on probably $10 per shirt. Another con is there are some limitations when it comes to the design and products that you can purchase, that you can create, right? So again, this shirt, guarantee you can't drop ship a shirt like this, right? It is pretty intricate. But there's tons of other just like nice logo tees, mugs, carpets, portraits, paint portraits, backpacks. There are tons of items that you can do. But if you're, like, say, really creative person, you're trying to do something completely out the box that fashion has never seen before, drop shipping ain't it for you. All right. This is a great start for like a simple tee, polos, sweatshirts, mugs, all that good stuff. Though. All right. 3 examples of places you can go to start drop shipping today. 1, AliExpress, owned by Alibaba. Really good. Downside is usually it does come from an international company, so shipping can take some time, but they have tons of stuff on there. Number 2, Printful, another good one that we've personally used. And then another one is Printify as well. Okay. Drop shipping, pretty good stuff. Any questions on or comments, experiences for folks using a drop shipping company? Vern, I'm pretty sure which one do you use or are you going to use?
I've used Printify, I believe. I think I used Printful and Printify. I want to say I want to go with the like buying inventory and then selling it off and kind of seeing how that goes initially.
Got you. So you want to do it. You don't want to drop ship. You want to buy, and let me know what items you're buying. But you want to buy the items and then ship them yourself so that you get that bigger profit margin.
Yeah, and it will be the mugs and hat, but yeah, and journals, but it will be bringing in the inventory and then sending it out. Because I know with that way, I can send it out quicker than the drop shipping, and who knows when they'll get it, the items.
Yeah. So I hear you. And if that's the way that you want to go, that's the way that you want to go. I will say that typically from my experience with Printful, it's like their job, right? Their job is to send out these packages. There's people there every single day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. where they're doing nothing but making sure orders are coming in and sending them out. So in the case that you're working your 9 to 5 and you're tired and you just don't want to send out packages one day, or you're traveling to Northern California to visit some people for the weekend, and you're not going to get back home for another 2-3 days, having the drop shipping company do it for you makes it so you don't have to think about shipping. Right. For the first 250 games, me and Sinclair were in the living room. Right. We were packing up the games, we were printing out the things, we were going to the post office, and it was getting done and it felt great. But it was a lot of time that we were doing all that stuff. And it felt like we couldn't go anywhere, because what if we get an order and then now I'm on vacation stressed that the order is not going out because I'm on vacation. Right. So something to think about as you grow the business. I think maybe like the first drop, especially to get your hands on it and feel it, and create that content out of it. You ship those first ones out, but once Real Grounds Coffee takes off and you're getting orders left and right, t-shirts, mugs, coffee beans, you're getting all these orders coming in as one person, it might get difficult to manage all that and get things out on time.
Yeah, I hear you with the scaling up part because that sounds stressful. As well as I even like printify sending the mugs. It came in a package where it's like I know this is gonna get there safely. So I see something that's like scaling up, it being really useful initially. Like you said, like that the content, like actually touching it. I want that experience.
Yeah, it is fun. Cool. Yeah, those are good times, Quinn. You remember those times in the living room packing? It's fun. We would call out the city on each packing slip, like, oh, we got an order from Texas. Oh, we got an order from New York. Oh, we got California. Like, it was it was exciting.
I do remember
Oh man.
little times in the living room.
Right? Oh man, it seems like forever ago, but it was literally like 3 years ago. Maybe like 4 years ago. Okay. So the next one, let's say you don't want to sell physical products, right? Let's say you want to sell, or you have a talent, you have a gift, and you want to figure out how to transform that gift into a service. So you can create a service-based company. So this is someone who is performing services or tasks for people or companies based on your skills. All right. Some good benefits. One, no money up front, right? You are the product, you are the inventory, you are the value. So you're not paying really any money up front. Now, maybe you've taken some courses to become a better teacher. Maybe you've bought some equipment. Maybe you went to school for engineering or for being a doctor or being a CPA. But initially, right, as you being the service provider, there's no upfront cost. You're not buying products, you're not creating things. Number two, another pro is you get to do, hopefully, what you love. All right. So if you love poetry and you love rapping, the fact that you now can get paid to do that is dope. If you love teaching people about business and talking, the fact that people can pay you to come out and talk to them is amazing to me still. I promise you, I still get nervous when I do speaking engagements, but the fact that I can get on stage or get on a Zoom and talk, which is something that I love to do, is talk about business, something that I love to do, and I do it all the time with Sinclair for free. I need to start charging her. But the fact that I could do that and get paid is still ridiculous to me. It's still crazy, right? So find a way that you can do what you love, do what you naturally love to do, and get paid for it. A pro and a con is you set your own rates. As an entrepreneur, as a service-based provider, right? You're not working a 9 to 5 anymore. There's no one saying that you're worth $10 an hour, $15 an hour, $30 an hour. It's you telling the customer, hey, based on my skill set, based on the outcomes, based on the value that I give, this is my price. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing because, I think especially, myself and possibly other entrepreneurs out there, there's a lot of imposter syndrome. Right? There's a lot of self-sabotage and a lot of maybe even lack of self-love to where you don't know what your own value is because you never had to put your own value on yourself. Right? Value's always been given to you by different people. But now as an entrepreneur, as a service-based company, you now can say, no, 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 no. My time, my gift, my value is this much. And it can either be way too low because maybe you have, not a lot of experience or you don't have that self-love yet. Or it can be just right, or maybe too high, but people are still willing to pay it because you give good outcomes. Right. So that can be a pro and a con. One other con with the service-based is kind of a low scalability. And I think there are ways around this, but let's say, you're the company, you're the value, and you're doing paintings. You can only do so many paintings a day, right? You can only do so many paintings a week. I can only give so many speeches a day before my voice starts to give out. So sometimes there's low scalability. The rates that you charge for that can help that out to where if you're charging $10,000 per painting, you don't need to do a lot of paintings. You need to do one painting a month, one painting a week, sell it, and you're good. There's also other ways to digitize paintings and create other products to scale up, but low scalability can be a con. A few examples are one, you could be a CPA, you can be a virtual assistant, right? You're helping businesses, you're keeping their accountings and their records virtually from home. That's your skill. You're organized, accounting. Number two, motivational speaking. This is a great one. A lot of people are doing this as far as doing motivational speaking for high schoolers, college folks, a very niche population that has gone through a particular struggle that you've also gone through, but you've overcome that struggle. You've already, broken down that barrier. Now you can go back to that audience, go back to that community and bring more folks with you, right? Or number three, a photographer, videographer. These are all ideas for service-based companies. Now, what's some ideas that you have? These are just like a long list, and feel free to put your own ideas in the chat or unmute, but you could do something in writing, in dancing, and singing, coaching, cooking, painting, vlogging, podcasting. Literally, you can make money by producing stuff yourself with no money or very little money down. Okay. So the whole concept of, again, today's launch it call is start you an LLC, y'all. All right. You can start with $200 per month, the same money that you were giving to the government, the same money that you no longer have to pay because of student aid relief. Invest it into your future, invest it into creating a business, into creating an asset that can create wealth for you and you can pass down to future generations. All right. Let's pause there to see if there's any questions. I believe this is going to be the last slide before we get into the mission of the day, mission of the week. But any thoughts on this?
For the service base, I see it being low scalability when it comes to like that individual, like working with someone. Let's say if you are a CPA working with individual, like their numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it's also something where I can see it being, like you say, like when you look at the ideas that you have, like if you were a CPA, we're now in a way get in front of a camera and just let people know about different things. It could be infinite as far as scaling goes. Like it may start out small, but long term may bring in larger revenue. So I can see that as well being like a pro and a con.
Yeah, I love that. And yes, 100%. You take a CPA, and I've seen this in what's his name? Dennis Carlton or Carlton Dennis? He's like a black YouTuber who talks about tax strategies all the time.
What was the name so I can look it up?
Carlton with the K, Dennis.
Okay.
He's one of the people that I go to, not personally, but I go to virtually, social media wise, YouTube wise, for a lot of tax advice and tax knowledge. But he started off as just a CPA, right? He was trained by his mom, worked in his mom's company, then started his own company. And now that man is literally on the internet all over the place, always talking about taxes. So great example, Vern. Okay. So let's see. Yep, we are at the end now. So hopefully y'all got a little bit of value out of this one. Before we go into the mission of the day, or after you say your mission of the day, mission of the week, tell me a topic that you want us to cover in the future, whether it's immediately next week or if it's just something that you're currently going through in your own business journey and you're like, you know what, Devon, it would be great if we can have some discussion, some mastermind conversation around this. Go ahead and give that to me. Give me your mission of the day, mission of the week, and a topic that you would like to see covered in the future. Let's start with the Queen, since Vern started us off at the beginning.
What I'm gonna do this week, I'm going to email some more leads for Play Black Wall Street.
From where?
From there, you sent me something the other day that I didn't understand. KIP, something like that.
Yes, KIP. So KIP is a charter school network. So they have charter schools all throughout California, all throughout the nation. It's a really strong network. So if we can get into KIP within Southern California and then get into KIP within Northern California, it will help us scale nationally. So definitely reach out to some KIP schools in SoCal, please. That would be great. Woo, yes, let's do it.
What else am I supposed to say?
Mission of the day. What are you doing today, Queen?
Oh, that was today.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's email Kip today. Why wait? Why wait? Let's go. Okay, so if that's the mission of the day, what's the mission of the week? What are you gonna do before next launch it call?
I'm gonna email more people. Probably I'm gonna tap it into like district offices.
Nice.
And then we're gonna launch our Rose and Rodney campaign. So be pushing that, working on executing our marketing strategy. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. It's gonna be a powerful week. You're gonna reach out to 5 KIP schools, and you're gonna reach out next week to 2 school districts, and we're going to launch our Rose and Rodney campaign. It's a powerful week, Queen. Well done.
Indeed.
I promise you she doesn't like her boss. Okay. Vern, what you got for us? Oh, sorry, Queen. What's the topic that you want to see covered in the future, if not next week? What's a topic that would be helpful for you in your business entrepreneurship journey?
I think like how to create I might have already said this before, but like how to create how to turn a cold lead into someone that purchases from you, I guess.
Interesting. Okay. So, but basically sales, but specifically, how do you turn a cold lead into a sale? Okay, I got you. To the Vern, mission of the day, mission of the week, and a topic you would like to see covered in the future.
Yeah, mission of the day is getting that roll up today. For the week, hitting the goal of hitting 4 posts a week and staying consistent with that. As well as I'm going to contact one of our frat brothers about kind of how they went about sourcing coffee, because I saw them recently doing their own thing too. I was like,
nice.
Might as well ask questions.
Yeah.
As far as like future content, I just from today, in a way, how did you go about in a way discovering like and understanding like your value? I understand it comes with like just walking the walk as well, but more just understanding that part of it.
That's a good one. How do you understand your value? That's a good one.
As well as let me echo what Sinclair said as well about that transitioning the attention to now a sale.
Oh, okay. That's a different topic. So I'm gonna write that one down. Sinclair was talking about how do I take a cold lead and make it a sale, but you want to take attention. Someone's watching my videos, they're following me on Instagram, and turn that into a sale. Okay, got you. Question for you, Vern. When will your mugs or shirts or any of your other either drop shipping items or the items you're going to ship yourself, when will those be ready for purchase?
I'm looking towards October time, in October, beginning of November.
Okay. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. What's the major or the thing that's you get over to get to that October date?
Just paying off
got you.
Paying off debt. Yeah, paying off debt, but yet throughout this time as well, putting some money aside just specifically for that. So that'll give me a little bit of like stash to start off with and then going from there.
So have you, and I think you should consider either two options. And I think I know which option you want to do. So the option I think you want to do is you're going to sell it yourself, right? You're going to get a bulk order of mugs or get a bulk order of items and then ship it yourself. But before you do that, you should have a pre-sale, right? So you have, I think, at least one mug that you've already gotten. Shoot some reels with that mug, do some promos with that mug, DM some people and let them know, hey, I'm selling these mugs, and every mug that you get, 10%, 20% goes towards donating books to, I can hook you up with the Black Book Club. They do public libraries all across their neighborhood, or you can find another one out here, but attach some type of philanthropy to your mugs and be like, hey, help me sell 100 mugs. If I sell 100 mugs, I'll be able to donate 100 books. All right, get people to purchase, pre-order, send you money beforehand. Now you have 100 mugs worth of money with you. Now you purchase the mugs, get them sent, and then you ship them to those who pre-order them. That way you're not spending money up front.
Right.
So that's option number one, the option that I think you're going to like more because you want that experience of getting your hands on it. Right. Option number two is doing drop shipping. That way you don't have to spend, $2,000 up front. You can have your website up. You can see, which mugs people like. You can see which t-shirts people like. And then next year, based on the data that you collected, you can be like, okay, well, now I'm going to get 50 of these mugs because I sold 30 a month last year. So let me go ahead and just get 50 up front and sell those. I'm gonna get 100 of these shirts because I sold 50 a month last year. So let me go ahead and get 100 up front so I can make a bigger profit. But either way, it kind of reduces your risk when you first launch by either doing the pre-orders so that you're not spending money up front, or doing the drop shipping so you're not spending money up front.
Yeah, both are valid. I like the pre-sale idea, but yeah, I hear you with both ideas.
Cool. So yeah, right now it's back to school season. So I think the pre-sale idea is really good, especially if you're going to be donating books to a local school. Maybe find somebody in your local area who's doing work like that, or an IE that's doing work like that. But boom.
Right. No. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I think we are good. If you're watching on the replay, head to www.launchitcommunity.com. Make sure you pick up the book, Launch It 7 Steps to Launch Your Business. After you pick up the book, you'll be able to then go in. Let me see where it's at. Where it's at. I know it's in the back. Wait for it. You know, we got notes in here for y'all. There's different tables for personality assessments, and then the very back you can scan. Ooh, not gonna do it too quick, so you can take a screenshot. Come on, nope. But you can scan that, and it will give you resources, including access to this free with the purchase of the book accountability call every single Friday. Hopefully this one was good added value. Me and my business coach, aka the queen, where we're talking about, you know, how we can just produce higher quality content for you all on a weekly basis. And this is one of the ways that we can produce better content for you, right? So if you have other suggestions for topics, let us know, but we are trying to elevate the Launch It calls to really give and deliver value every single week. So definitely make sure you give us some feedback and let us know how we can do that. But have a good week. Do your missions of the day, do your missions of the week, and we will see you here next Friday. Peace.